Hey everyone, welcome to your tutorial on your next assignment for corporations. I wanted to walk you through this assignment because there are some details I want to highlight to you as you start working through it. So it's a case study on Allwood Athletics. That's a company that we introduced during the merchandising unit. The scenario is the company's done so well, it's now exploded across Canada and is a global company and is available on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And you are a chief financial officer and you are giving the CEO of the company some accounting advice. So you can read the scenario on your own. What I want to highlight is this area here. I want to make sure that we all pay attention to this here. So I'll show you the scenarios in just a sec, but I do want to, you'll notice in the last assignment there was a video or audio element that you had to do in order to achieve a level 4 plus. I'm going to continue with that, and I'm going to be frank with you. The reason I'm doing this is because the generative AI use in the course was just a little bit too much on previous assignments, so I want to see you showing me your knowledge and a little more personalization of your learning as we do this. So in order for you to get a level 4, you can get all the answers right on this and leave it at that, and that will be your mark as a level 4. If you want to take it to a level 5, there's going to be some areas that are highlighted in yellow boxes, and you'll have to answer those questions and submit an audio or video file walking me through some concepts, and then also use some real world companies as well in your answers. So here are the questions. For the first part, you're just going to be doing some simple share transaction, nothing crazy. You would have done this in your exercise. Now here's an example of an extension. So in part 1, this yellow box, so your extensions, which is your 4 plus activities, are in yellow. So compare a TSX listed company, that's a Toronto Stock Exchange, find its initial public offering, and briefly compare it to Allwood's $25 share offering. So that'll be your first extension right there. The second part, we're going to get into stated value, which is again in your notes, and you're going to go through the scenario and tell me or tell Jay Allwood about stated value and whether that's something that the company should be pursuing. Your extension here is researching a company with a stated value or a par value. You may have to look for a global corporation for this because in Canada it's not very common to see par value or a stated value. So it's okay if you use an international company for this one. Part 3, you're going to walk Jay Allwood through preferred shares. There's some scenarios there. Again, this aligns with some exercises we've already done, so it shouldn't be that hard for you to find in your notes and in your exercises. I'm going to ask you whether you believe Jay Allwood should introduce preferred shares and why. And then you've got an extension of finding a real Canadian company that uses preferred shares and summarizing what they do. You'll do closing entries. The extension is there's a mistake that's been made, so how would you rectify that mistake? We're going to do some return on equity and book value per share. So your numbers are, as you can see, you'll answer in the blue boxes. And then once again, if the return on equity, the net income is $400,000, how does that affect the return on equity? And would you invest in the company based on that? So you can write your answer in the yellow box or record that audio or video. You'll record one audio and video in total that will address these extension questions. I don't want 16 different videos from you. And then rounding it out, you're going to do the shareholders equity section. There's some information on you and there's examples of shareholders equity in our course content. And then to finish it off, you're going to write a short memo that basically tells your shareholders what the equity change means for your investors. And then you've got your rubric, which you can look at yourself, and that's your assignment. So if you want 4 plus, pay particular attention to not only answering the regular questions correct, which are your journals and your other forms and calculations, but pay attention to these yellow boxes as well. Shoot an audio or video file walking me through that and include some of your answers within those yellow boxes. All right, good luck on this. I hope you guys are doing well. I know everyone's getting into the busy part of their year with all of their courses. This course needs to continue to be a priority. Spend the 75 minutes or the 60 minutes you've been allotted each day for an e-learning course and work through this. This is going to be our focus for the next several days, and you'll see on D2L what our due date is. Okay, good luck, everyone.